How's it going, everybody? It's Young here, and welcome to a Super Mario Odyssey news update. This is one of those games that I'm really excited about for the Switch, and the game just got a ton of new information from Nintendo Everything. They actually translated some information that was relayed by Nintendo via a stage show at the Nintendo Switch Experience in Japan. Now, I'm gonna present a bullet points list presented by Go Nintendo. It's just easier to read. So let's begin by going down the list, and I'll talk about my opinions and thoughts as we go down, starting with development is pretty much finished. The producer wanted people to get hands-on, but since the release is farther off, Nintendo decided to hold back. So what this tells me is that Nintendo could have released this game a lot earlier, but for some reason they're holding off, and I'm not sure why, because it would reassure people to know that this game is coming out right after Zelda Breath of the Wild launches with the Switch, and the fact that Mario is coming out so late kind of gives me this feeling that they might not have as many games throughout 2017, so they're really trying to spread these games out as far as possible. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't know, it just feels like Mario should have come out a lot earlier, preferably a launch title. I think Zelda and Mario releasing with the Switch would have made for great feedback and sales, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. Regardless, looking forward to this game. Next up, the theme of the game is active exploration by players. No surprises there. This game is supposed to be sort of a spiritual successor to Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine in that it's an open world, players can go anywhere, there's a central hub, and from there you can do whatever you want, explore large worlds instead of going through individual linear levels. That's the Mario that I've wanted since 64 and Sunshine, and I'm very glad that they're going back to that. Loved Galaxy, don't get me wrong, but going back to a more open world Mario is, I think, something that a lot of people missed and something that we are all very excited for. Next up, the objective is to rescue Princess Peach. Wow, big plot twist there. Next bullet point, Mario goes out from Mushroom Kingdom and travels a certain Earth with a hat-shaped airship. So that certain Earth sounds a lot like ours, and it certainly looks a lot like ours, with the taxis and the real people and the New York-like setting. Really bizarre. And the next bullet point says that players will be going on adventures across various countries. So a lot of the levels in Mario Odyssey are gonna be based on real world settings, but of course with that Mario flair added on top of it, should be really interesting. The levels I've seen in the trailer so far look really compelling, really cool, really crazy, and just a ton of fun with lots of quirks and personality. Speaking of fun, according to this next bullet point, many ideas were gathered from the team to implement in the game, and they build each one into a playable form. The team keeps playing those elements over and over again, and the team only throws these ideas into the sandbox if they find it to be really fun. So I feel like this has been the formula for Mario game development for a long time, and they're sticking to their guns, and I like that, except now they're going back to open world, so I'm really interested to see what new ideas they come up with for that type of environment. Next up, here's a cool little detail. Mario will have more facial expressions this time. This is actually something that I noticed in the Mario Odyssey trailer. There's one point in particular where you see Mario shivering, and the face Mario makes really sells that notion. So that's really cool, just adds a whole lot of more personality to the character, which I'm all in for. Next up, the hat is still a secret. I'm assuming they're talking about that hat that Mario has with the eyeballs, so apparently we're not gonna find out what that does until later. I'm assuming E3 2017. Yeah, I couldn't possibly garner a guess as to what that's all about, but I'm certainly interested in finding out. Now, I did notice that there is a big emphasis on hats in this game. Bowser wears that top hat, Mario now has a hat with eyeballs. A lot of the NPCs, you get to see that they're also wearing hats. The ship that Mario uses to go from the city hub to other worlds or countries is also shaped like a hat. I get the feeling that hats will be a big emphasis in this game, and I'm interested to see how that works into the gameplay mechanics. The next bullet points then talk a bit about some of the levels we can expect in this game and share some details about them. So about the desert level, the bullet point says, in desert buildings, you can enter and explore inside. In the desert, go and explore a tower and Tokyo Big Sight-esque building, which you can see far away. If you don't know what this is talking about, in the trailer there's this desert setting with like a town in the middle, and what this bullet point seems to be implying is that you can actually go into all of these buildings, explore, and there's some large buildings in the back that might have been based on some of the ones found in Tokyo. So again, this further drives the notion that this Mario is fully open world and fully explorable. And speaking of exploration, the next bullet point says, the forest is well suited for exploration. Also, the next bullet point says that the devs are putting a lot of effort into showing nice looking grass and sunlight through trees. So they're applying as many graphical effects as they can implement through the Switch's powerful hardware, or at least powerful for a portable device. The last two bullet points talk about the city setting, and according to this bullet point, in the city, Mario can jump to the ground from the top of a skyscraper. I'm wondering if that'll do any damage. That certainly sounds like it'll hurt a lot, but you can do it if you want and see what happens. And apparently you can also jump on and step on humans, the real people you see walking about. You can jump on them and just mess around with them if you like. So that sounds kind of fun. I'm interested to see how the NPCs will react to that. So that's pretty much it for all the basic information presented during the Nintendo Switch Experience Showcase of Super Mario Odyssey. One last thing I'd like to show you is a little gameplay clip that they presented of some of the moves that Mario has in Super Mario Odyssey. And if you've played 3D Mario games, many of these should be pretty familiar. Check it out.
こちらが三段跳びです。ちょっと久しぶりにこう復活した高いところに登る、ことができるアクションです。64にもあったかと思います。ありましたね。はい。こちらは走り幅跳びです。遠くにこう飛んでいきたいときに使うアクションになります。これも64にあります。これバック中です。これは狭い足場から高いところに乗ったりとかするのに結構なんですか、便利な、ジャンプですね。でこちらがヒップドロップからのハイジャンプ、プレーをこう途切れさせることなく高いところに登ったりとかするのに使うことができます。であとこちら木登りかちょっと分かんないですけど、街灯の上に登ってこれまた高いところにジャンプしたりとか、あとこちらがボディアタック、これも久しぶりなんですけれども、もうちょっとで届きそうっていう時にこう使える技になります。でこちらが今作の新アクションの帽子投げです。マリオの自分の持っている帽子を投げるっていうのは初めてで、ちょっとそれを使ってジャンプしたりとかそういったことができるようになっています。
Alright, so with that, I would like to end this news update. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below what you think about these details regarding Super Mario Odyssey, and tell us if you're excited for this game based on what you have seen from the trailer and this small bit of gameplay footage. And to be further updated on all things Super Mario Odyssey, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!